Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt. You're watching Broke Rednecks Prepping. We are coming to you from the international headquarters of Broke Rednecks here in Spur, Texas. And what I wanted to do was talk to you guys today about tactical long guns for the next wave of the Cerveza buck. Now, again, there's going to be another wave, maybe more. Hell, this wave may never end. And a lot of people are getting worried about home defense, self-defense, social unrest, that sort of thing. And so I wanted to do a little video here to answer some questions on what type of rifle or tactical rifle should people get for the purposes of defending themselves. Now, to give you an idea of where I was coming from, I tried to narrow my search down to what type of rifles you're going to be able to get ammunition for. And I'm going to mention the 223, even though I can't find any for it. You'd have to order it from somewhere. And I wanted to keep it down to where people aren't going to be spending a lot of money. I'm not going to go tell you to go get a $3,000 competition or match something or other. I wanted to make it simple for people that haven't owned one, or people that own one but want to maybe have a couple extra because one is none, two is one, and three is better. And I wanted to just kind of give some different ideas for people on where to go with it. Now, the first thing that anybody's going to talk about is something on the AR platform. This is a Smith & Wesson. Now, I'm only going to hold up one of these, even though I'm going to talk about two of them. The reason for that is this can come in a lot of calibers. 223, 308, the 5.56, that sort of thing. However, if you're going to get it in a caliber that you can find ammunition for. I really don't like getting in the 308 because the ammunition can get really expensive and make being able to practice with this cost prohibitive for a normal middle class person. But you can, the AR platform, really any of the brands, I'm not going to advertise one specifically, this Smith & Wesson, you can get add-ons. There's a flashlight here, we got that at, I think, Tractor Supply for 20 bucks. You can get the foregrips, you can get scopes for it, and because of the way they set up the rails, it's easy to accessorize and make work for you. Got the expandable stock, which is nice if you need to make it shorter or longer, but it's a good, solid tactical gun. One argument for it in the 223 caliber is a lot of people keep saying, well, you'll always be able to get it because it's everywhere, and if you have to shoot somebody, well, they probably have 223 too. I don't normally subscribe to that. But if you want something that has a little bit more distance and can punch a hole in something, 223 is good. Now, along that same lines, and I'll hold it up again, I guess, this one is actually a 22 caliber. Now, I got the kids 22 caliber ARs, and for one simple reason. The ammunition is a whole lot cheaper than it is with 223 or other calibers. I mean, you can buy 1,000 rounds for 50 bucks. And that's a lot of practice time. It's a lot of just fun range time. It's also great from a prepping point of view because those bullets take up less space. They're about the same width as a 223, just a hair smaller. They don't have as much powder, so not as much distance. They don't have the knockdown power, but a bullet's a bullet, and if you want to be able to stock up in an inexpensive way, 22s are not a bad way to go. They're also not as loud. But if you want a gun that you can find ammunition for right now, even though, try going to your store and see if they have what you want. 22 is not a bad way to do it. I mean, somebody that's good, accurate, and competent with a 22 is better every day than somebody who's spraying and praying with a 308. Maybe a better bullet, but boils down to the shooter. And if you do have to use this and shoot somebody with a 22, it may not kill them, but they're going to hurt, and they're probably not going to chase you. So consider that as well. An AR platform in 22 caliber. If you want to go bigger, that's fine too. But if you've never owned a tactical rifle, you are going to want to practice. And I'm going to tell you that from experience. First time I got mine, I was going to be Rambo with it until I tried taking it to the range. And I had to practice with it. 22 is a great way to get a feel for the gun and not go broke practicing. Another option, a lot of people disagree with me. I like the Russian designs. Now, this is an SKS. It is chambered in 7.62 by 3.9. It is a semi-automatic rifle. You can get the extended clips, 30, 50, whatever rounds you want to do. Get the banana clips for them. This one has a scope on it because, my brother put a scope on it. It is a good solid gun. The 7.62 by 3.9 is about a 30 caliber round. It's the most common round used in combat around the world. That's what goes in the AK-47. As I was corrected on in a previous video, the SKS is not a Kalashnikov. It was invented 2 years before Colonel Kalashnikov invented the AK-47. but is of similar design in stock makeup. It's basically an amalgamation of plywood and steel. Not a lot of moving parts, adjustable foresights. This one's a little heavier. You can get them with fiberglass stocks. You can adjust them, things like that. I kept it simple to show you what a base model would kind of look like, well, with a scope. They don't break very often. I mean, this one even still has the bayonet. You can get these for not a lot of money, $500-600. Whereas if you're going to get a good AR platform, you're looking at $800 or better as a rule. So the ammunition's also cheaper. You can order it online a lot cheaper than you can 223 or 308. I mean, sometimes a quarter of the price. So if you want to get out and practice and be able to afford to practice, but have a good, solid, heavy round that'll knock people down, you can take this out to a couple hundred yards solidly. You can also use it as a hunting rifle in some states because of the caliber. The SKS is a good, solid round for it. Accessories are not that expensive, as you can see with the sling or the scope. The difference is a lot of your magazines and accessories are not going to be brand new. They're going to be more Army surplus stuff. Your Chinese, your Russian, Romanian, they'll be selling a lot of them on the market. So, I don't know, you're going to look like your guns from the 1980s. But it is still a good, solid gun. There's a reason that the Russian and Chinese made Kalashnikovs and SKSs have been on the market for as long as they have. And it is the 7.62 by 3.9 is an excellent, good, solid round. I've used it since, well, as long as I've been shooting tactical rifles. I love it. It's a competence, not expensive, but it does have some lethal knockdown power. So think about something in the SKS range. I would recommend a Russian or Romanian, but there are some of the Chinese factories that are also pretty good. But give it a thought, do your research, make sure you can legally have it in your state. That's the problem with a lot of tactical rifles. States are going out of their way to ban them, Canada, places like that. So make sure you own one of these and make sure you know how many rounds of ammunition you can have, what type of magazine you can put in, and so on. But make sure you can afford to go out and practice with it. Anyway, a lot of people jump on me about this because I always recommend a shotgun for personal or home defense as a long gun. And they're like, that's not tactical. Well, as a correction, my dear friends, this is a Remington Model 870 20 gauge. Now, I picked the Remington Model 870 20 gauge because my niece had one handy and I didn't have a 12 gauge handy. However, this Remington 870 model pump shotgun was used even by special forces up until the 80s. Police departments still use it. A lot of them will use them as beanbag shotguns, will use them as breaching rounds, or they still put buckshot or slugs in it. It is absolutely tactical. It does not hold as many cartridges, but it can fire a lot of projectiles. Bear in mind, buckshot can have 30 pellets in it, depending on which one you get. Number 4 shot will blow a hole in nearly anything. I mean, even bird shot is lethal inside a room. This is the kind of thing you can shoot through a door with. If you have to shoot somebody with it, it's gonna knock them down. It also, every criminal on the face of the earth knows what the hell that is. And they don't want to have any part of it, and they want to leave and go somewhere else and take their nefariousness elsewhere. But as a police officer, I carried one of these shotguns, a 12 gauge version of this, in my patrol car for years. Now I point that out because we spend a lot of time worrying about buying an $800, $900 AR, looking all over for the right AK or SKS, trying to figure out all the add-ons we want to put onto something like an AR and M4 carbine. This shotgun right here, brand new, was $325 on sale at Academy. You can buy versions of this for $200 at a pawn shop. They're everywhere. The other huge upside right now, and fact check me at your local Walmart, Academy, Cabela's, Bass Pro, or local gun store, the one thing you can find, despite all the ammo disappearing along with the toilet paper during the coronavirus pandemic, is shotgun shells. So if you want something that's not going to break the bank, 125 rounds of them were like $22 at Walmart the other day, then you are in a position where this is a fine shotgun to do it. You can adjust the chokes. Also, if you're somebody who is learning how to shoot tactically and want a long gun, a shotgun's going to give you a margin for error. A bullet like the 7.62 by 3.9 or 308 or all these big giant bullets that guys at gun stores tell you are awesome, problem with them is they're all about 1/3 of an inch to about 1/3 of an inch wide. That's not a big margin for error. However, at a distance of about 30 feet, your spread on a birdshot on a shotgun is going to be about that wide. It's going to have a bigger margin for error. None of your rifle calibers, outside of maybe a 50 BMG that you probably can't afford if you're watching my stuff, are going to knock people down the way that even a 20 gauge shotgun will. Bear in mind, birdshot, the stuff we shoot dove with, at 25 yards will knock down a bird, and if you shoot somebody with them, it's going to hurt, but will annoy them more than anything. If somebody's kicking down your bedroom door and you use that shotgun, you're going to blow them back out the door, even with bird shot. If you put number 4 shot, which is typically what you'd use for ducks or pheasants, and this is what I use for home defense, you will put somebody down if they force you to. But it's not going to go through 6 walls and down the street a half mile and hit the neighbor's 3-year-old. So these pump shotguns were used by military for years. In fact, I believe they still are. They are currently used by multiple law enforcement agencies all over. SWAT teams train with them. And the other beauty of a shotgun is you can have different shotgun rounds. You can have a slug if you need to take out a vehicle radiator. You can have buckshot if you need to take a larger target, deer, people out at a longer distance. You can also put breaching rounds in it. They have glass rounds. Watch the video of the dragon flame thing where they shoot a flame 30 yards. You can have a multitude of different rounds that accomplish different things on your vest. Or, okay, I need to breach this door, pull out the breaching round. I need to, I don't know, I'm taking it hunting because we need to get some food, but I want bunny rabbits or whatever, something smaller that's handy. Hey, there's a deer, I'll go with the buckshot. Being able to vary something like that can be critical from a survival situation. And even from a home defense situation, you can have a couple rounds in it that you intend for the house, but if you then have to clear the house or you have some social unrest in your area and need to go out a further distance, you can just have the other shotgun shells, and they even typically come in different colors. You can put them in different pockets. It's great. They're also easy to tactically reload. If you fire 2 rounds out of this thing and drop the magazine, well, the magazine still has 28 rounds in it, but let's say you want to put something else in. You've got to pull the whole magazine out, top. If, on the other hand, I want to put a breaching round in, I literally, while it's chambered, pop in a breaching round. I would normally pull it back and eject, obviously, for those of you who are going to nitpick me. Eject the round you don't want, slip in the breaching round so it's in the front. But the point is, I can tactically reload this by pushing ammunition in this way. So if I fired 2 rounds, I can replace them immediately. Without a plug, most of your Remington 870s are going to hold about 8 rounds. So for cost purposes, for a margin of error for new shooters learning to shoot tactically, and for a variety of ammunition uses and the ability to carry different ammunition uses, and also for the availability of the ammunition right now, here in May of 2020, in the middle of the coronavirus epidemic. I know a lot of you guys out there who prep do not like me pointing out shotguns as being a tactical equal or even superior to your tactical rifles. But guys, if you're new to tactical shooting, please consider it. Because just like the .22 caliber that a lot of preppers and gun owners give me a lot of crap for using, or for mentioning as tactical, you can get the ammo for it and it can serve a lot of purposes. Anyway, those are my thoughts on some tactical long guns for those of you trying to prepare for the second wave or other things that may come with it. Anyway, if you have some thoughts, put them on there. If you agree, disagree, let me know. That's what comments are for, and frankly, I like the discussion because, to be honest, I learn a lot from you guys too. Anyway, do me a solid because it helps out. Like, subscribe. Otherwise, we will catch you next time, and I hope you all have a good day.